An Orcutt man's trip to D.C. last week is drawing reaction from the community and attention from the FBI. Fox 11 reporter Patricia Martellotti followed up to find out why agents wanted to talk to this local man about last week's insurrection.
Doug Doherty says he didn't expect violence when he traveled to the Capitol last week.
We weren't expecting that at all.
He may not have expected the backlash after returning to Orcutt either. The president of Santa Maria's Democratic Club has one of the more measured reactions.
Well, that's his right to peacefully protest, but that wasn't apparently that wasn't the intent of the gathering. Apparently there was intent to do harm.
Last week, Doherty told us he tried to stop some of what happened.
We try to keep people from going into the Capitol. It's just wrong, you know. That's not what America's about. We're against that.
But some of his social media posts before the Washington trip led critics to believe his intentions were not as peaceful. We checked in with a Cal Poly professor who studies people's behavior on social media.
It's also erroneously believed to be a safe haven for any types of speech, however vitriolic. And people seem to take to feel that social media is a sanctuary that allows them to spout off in whatever manner they please.
Professor Brady Teufel believes the power of social media platforms is beyond most people's control.
I think the lesson to be learned here is your social media is a part of your outward persona now. It's searchable. It's usually open, especially when you're talking about Twitter. And so don't put things on there that you wouldn't say to people in real life.
Doherty took down his social media account after receiving dozens of threats and insults. He shared those details with FBI agents who came to speak with him about what he saw while at the Capitol. He declined to speak on camera, but in a written statement said, "There is a push to turn my prayers for the nation into a larger narrative they have nothing to do with. Giving further opinion would shift the focus on me, giving those rightfully upset a target. My life has been threatened, as has my job and the safety of those I love." Doherty is CEO of the Oasis Senior Center in Orcutt. He met with the board of directors Thursday to discuss the D.C. trip. The board is waiting until next week before any updates.
My hope is that people will learn, recognize, and start to move away from these extremes and be a little bit more open-minded about the information that they are consuming.
I hope we can come together and start healing this country. We can't continue down this path or our democracy is really in jeopardy.
In Orcutt, Patricia Martellotti, Fox 11 News.